So, welcome back to the channel. Something a little bit different today. I've actually ventured outside to do some real racing. So this is the final round of the Army Road Race Series. It's going to be held at Colchester Cycle Track. The format for this one is about 45 minutes plus 3 laps. The circuit itself is about a mile long. So now the conditions on the day were absolutely terrible, but credit to the organisers, they managed to kind of find a safe window for us to get some racing. So I was in the B category race, representing the infantry, and we had roughly about 25 riders lining up on the start line. And after the way some of our races have gone this season, honestly, my main goal here is just to finish the race. So enjoy. So as the racing starts then, you will see a half-naked man on the right there. That's Will, the race organiser. He came out in shorts, flip-flops and swimming goggles just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit for the bad weather we've had. Great sport. So this here is just the neutralised lap. There is one rider who's at the front who's been told to dictate the pace. And these can be good for us to, if you haven't had the chance to go round, is to try and get a good sight and lap in. But you can already see in some places there's quite a bit of standing water, and other places are starting to dry out. So because of the camber on the track, what I am noticing is kind of the right hand side of the track is a little bit drier than others. And that's pretty much where I want to try and position myself for majority of the day, if we don't dry the track out by riding on it. This was probably the quickest part of the track, really. There is pretty honking side wind, and then because of this corner, everyone took it. You see the water already. Everyone took it quite sensibly. Throughout the race, we were pretty much sprinting out of this corner to get back on, because as you can see, we're coming up again to two pretty technical corners. You've still got even though we're a neutralised wrap, riders are still jostling for position and moving themselves up, because as soon as we cross the start finish line, we're going to be racing. And this is quite a tight corner, so you see some people are pedalling through it. This is the corner that I had a pedal strike on, so maybe I couldn't. And then as we turn this one, this is a flat out headwind. It kind of felt at times like we were coming almost to a dead stop, because it was so strong, the headwind. So for me, the idea is to kind of keep tucked in and make sure I'm behind someone. You see, we went from like 22 mile an hour straight down to 17 mile an hour. Around the final corner, and then there's a big long straight to the finish line. And you can see the track's still pretty wet. There is still some standing water, so later on in the race this could be pretty telling. And then see puddles there, so for the sprint could be a little bit nervy later on. And then as we cross the start finish line, we're now racing. So we've now got the ability to race and attack and pass each other. So this is a pretty well represented race, even with the bad weather, to have 25 riders in it. We've got a lot of Royal Engineers, the guy in front of Royal Engineer. We've got a lot of Remy in this, and quite a lot of PT Corps. If you see any of the red jerseys, they were the infantry riders. I think we had 4 or 5 in this group. I said before, this is the kind of the fastest part of the track, and straight away we do get strung out a little bit. But I think everyone's still quite nervous at this point because of how wet the track is. So there's no big attacks or anything at this stage. And although we did have that hairpin on the last corner, this is kind of the most technical part of the track, and you can still see there's puddles. And as we turn this corner, we are pretty much powering out of that corner to get in a good position before we hit the really two sharp turns. And you can see I was pumping out 900 watts at one point there just to try and get back onto the back of people's wheels. So it took a few laps, but I kind of determined that being on the right hand side of the track is the way to go, because as you come round this corner, you see they're slamming on the brakes because we were brake checking each other all day really with the wet, and then as you turn this corner and you're into the headwind, it dawned on me as we would turn the final corner to go down the straight. If you're on the left hand side, then you've just got a crosswind hitting you. So ideally, it's probably better to be on the right hand side of the track. So even though you're getting the crosswind still coming across, you've got a little bit of shelter from the riders to the left of you. So right now I'm kind of getting battered by a side wind, and I'm in 50mm wheels, so are a lot of people. So we were warned off before, just give each other a little bit more space because of the crosswind. Someone in the earlier race looked like he had 80mm wheels on, and I don't know how he managed to keep it upright because the wind is pretty strong. I think that first lap wasn't as fiery as I was expecting, but we did notice that the pace did kind of pick up. I'll give everyone a bit of chops on this because the bike handling was brilliant. It was yes, there was a few brake checks and stuff like that, but we pretty much kept it together for almost 90% of the race as a kind of large cohort like this, without any major incidents. There was a few mechanicals and a puncture, but they can't be helped. But the rest of it, especially in this bad conditions, everyone kind of kept it upright. You see on the left there, we've got Remy riders moving themselves up to the front. I don't know whether this is for an attack or just want to be in a better position, because we're not as close as we normally would be, but we are pumping out some watts here. I'm doing like over 800 watts, and they know we're going to be sprinting out of the next corner, so we just got to be in a good position. So unfortunately, that's where the race footage ends. My front camera stopped recording after about 5 minutes. And while the rear camera kept rolling, I didn't think anyone would want to sit through an hour of just watching my back wheel. But here's how the race played out then. So it started off fairly steady, probably because of the terrible conditions. The PT Corps have really stepped up this season, kind of trying to control the race early and even sent a rider up the road. So I chased that move down, which kind of cost me a couple of laps in recovery. And the tactics were clearly aimed at wearing down both the infantry and the Remy. The course itself was quite technical, right? A few corners, had people on the brakes hard, and I even managed to scrape my new Garmin rally pedals. I was trying to pedal around a corner, which actually sent my back wheel sliding, but luckily I held it. Later in the race then, I got caught out when another rider's mechanical kind of caused a split, and I found myself off the back by about half a lap. But I dug deep and did manage to kind of bridge back onto the main bunch, but it definitely took a little bit out of me. From there then, it was just about surviving. So I stayed tucked in, out of the wind, and in the last lap I tried to move into a decent position, but almost immediately I was swamped and boxed in. And by the time we kind of hit the final corner for the sprint, I was way too far back to contest anything. And I did roll in at 17th out of 25. So not the result I wanted, but given what my main goal was at the start, which was just to finish, I'll take it. And the highlight really was seeing a teammate, Russ, put in a brilliant ride and grab third for the infantry. So that's the Army Road Race Series done. But in 2 weeks, we'll be racing in the support race for the Intercorps Championships in Bath, which will be my last outdoor race this season. So stick around, hit the like button, If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and don't miss that one. Bye bye.